Ladies and gentlemen, it is Grand Final day. I cannot wait. We are in for an absolute cracker today, folks. There is a poll in the live stream chat. If you've got an exact score prediction, let me know your votes in the live stream chat. Let me know your votes. If you've got an exact score, let me know. What a game we should get. Hope everybody is well. Hope everybody is splendid for this fine occasion. Little update, little pizzazz to the scoreboard. Switched it up a little bit. Yeah, hope everyone's well. Up the Denver Broncos. Okay. Yeah, hope everybody is splendid. I did put the poll up a few hours early. So there's 123 votes, 69% say the Broncos are going to win. I did say that the Broncos would win. That's not why I'm wearing this tie. It's just the most colourful one I've got. Mr. Aura. Ta. Well, hopefully it's a good game. That's the most important thing. There's not a bunch of penalties, not a bunch of knock-ons. There's just quality left, right and centre. There's no cards ruining the game. If cards do need to be given, then fair enough. No complaints from me if they need to be given, but the suit is making you cold. Why is that? Why is that? God, so sorry. Okay. Alright then. We've got about 12 minutes to go. Should be a good one. If you could leave a like. On the live stream. Helps it to get out there to more people. Hopefully get plenty of peeps in here. That would be fantastic. No, I don't, Dingle. I don't get it. I feel like you're about to drop some shenanigans on me in a second. Morning, Finn. Morning. A couple of the regulars in here. Not sure how many more we'll get. We will see. Hoping that we get plenty of people in here. We've had quite a few of the last few weeks for the big games. Oh, it's cold. Oh, right, okay. Indeed, proper dressed up. Thought, you know what? It's the occasion. I might bring this out for the Grand Final next week as well. Thank you very much, Rosie. Greatly appreciated. I did see that, Finn. It was interesting stuff. Does need to be taken seriously. It could just be someone messing around, but it does need to be taken seriously. So we'll see how that goes. You're playing the Super League Grand Final on RL 26. KR12, we're getting 8 at half-time. Ooh. Love the new scoreboard design. Thank you. I thought I'd just give it a little bit of pizzazz. The one I've got, you know, it's fine, it's nice, but it's a little bit too simple. If the black sort of boxes are glitching for anyone else, I can't really fix that. It's like a... It just does that. The name's Rob, James Rob. What a guy. What a guy. Because it's a grand final, Alex. It's a big occasion. Also morning. Probably was just a stupid kid on the internet, but you can't just say it's a kid. It won't happen. Yeah. You never know. Kids these days. God, they get up to all sorts. They get up to all sorts. Okay. Some more people come in. Love how you mirrored the Broncos so it faces Melbourne logo. Aye. Used to do that years ago. Yeah, just thought it would be a bit weird if it was facing to the right, so I thought I'd just flip that bitch. See that wire getting Albert Hopewarte? Don't know how to spell his name. Thank you very much, Alex. Yeah, Albert Hopewarte. He's exciting young player, good ball runner. Bit of pace to him, decent step, quick off the mark, all-round solid player. He's not like your upper echelon centre, but I do think would be, transition to Super League would be pretty good for him. So I think that would be A decent signing. Thank you very much, Mr. Pepsi. Thank you. Injury prone, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. He's just our next Connor Wrench, I guess, then. This ain't any weird clothes. This is what he turns up to wire games in, eating his prawn sandwiches. Oh, yeah. That's me. That's me all day. Cumbrian Maham's hoping for a Broncos win. Georgie says, go Broncos. Well, there's a poll in the live stream chat. If you've not voted yet, let me know your votes. 150 votes and 63% or 64% say the Broncos will win. What's this in Super League? This is Wigan versus KR, I guess. It's close enough. Did you get that shirt just for the match? No, I've owned this stuff. I wore this to a wedding last year, so this is my wedding attire. Will you be wearing that to the Grand Final of Super League? Yes. For next week's stream, I'll be wearing this as well. I've got to, turn up for the occasion. I've got to turn up for the occasion. How isn't this game on Sky Main Event? They've got Sky News on instead. Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous, isn't it? That's a bit ridiculous. Okay. Right. I do have a little bit of a thing to play as well. As a countdown. Hi, Alex. Monsieur... Was it Monsieur Finnington that asked me about it? Yes, it was Monsieur Finnington. It's a bit of a weird one. Hopefully it's just a joke. But then let's learn not to make those kind of jokes. Okay. So yeah, folks, if you do have an exact score prediction, let me know in the live stream chat. If you could leave a thumbs up on the stream, it helps it to get out there to more people. That would be very, very much appreciated. If you've not voted on the poll yet, vote on that as well. So yeah, get the thumbs up, get the likes, gets it out there to more people. And then we can get loads of peeps in here. Hundreds potentially, again, we'll see. I would say Storm is probably sort of the Wigan KR range. Broncos, based on where they finished in the league, is like your Lee sort of range. But it's a little bit closer. Matchup-wise, I have backed the Broncos. I did say they'd win. David saying, Storm of certainties. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Well, folks, it is about to begin. The showdown is about to begin. Hopefully, this works. Folks, it is the final countdown. The Broncos, fierce, relentless, chasing glory that has slipped from their grasp for far too long. The Storm, seasoned warriors, forged in finals, masters of moments when the lights burn brightest. Now the journey reaches its final chapter. 80 minutes to define a season, a lifetime to remember what happens next. The stage is set. The eyes of a nation locked on every move. It is speed against structure, power against precision. One team built on flair and fire, the other on patience and control. Two different paths, one single target. Every tackle, every pass, every heartbeat leads here, where legends rise and mistakes haunt forever. The crowd holds its breath. The night waits in silence. For Melbourne, a horse must be broken. And for Brisbane, this is the calm before the storm. Folks, we are moments away. Just moments away. Hope everybody is hyped for this game. I certainly am. 170 votes, 61% say the Broncos will win. I will do the one and only run-through of the team lists. In the backs for the Melbourne Storm, they have Pappenhausen, Warbrick, Howarth, Meany, Coates, Munster, and Hughes. The forwards include Utukamanu, Grant, King, Bloor, Katoa, and Liero. The bench is Wishart, Lasati, Kamikamitha, and McDonald, and the 18th man is Chan. In the backs for the Brisbane Broncos, they have Walsh, Karapani, Staggs, Shibasaki, Mariner, Hunt, and Reynolds. The forwards include Jensen, Pakes, Haas, Piacora, Ricky, and Carrigan. The bench is Mam, Hetherington, Willison, and Smoothie. 18th man is Arthurs. Hey! Get your final predictions in if you haven't done already. The Melbourne Storm are walking out. If you take one NRL player from for Warrington, who would you take? Oof. Yeah, Haas is up there. So's Walsh. Still might just take Cleary. Then, yeah, you got K. Yeah, then again, of course, Mr. Cust. Harry Grant, man of the match, possibly. JD, who you got winning? I backed the Broncos in this one. That's the side I went with. But I don't care who wins. I just want a good game. That's all I want is a good game. So I'm going to end this poll. $178 votes, 61% say the Broncos will win, leaving 39% for the Melbourne Storm. We're moments away from kickoff. Moments away. Okay. I wish I could play some, like, AC/DC or something like that. Bit of Thunderstruck. I technically could. But nah, it's alright. It's alright. Another time. Oh, they are playing it, yeah. They are already playing it. We got a national anthem. Oh, welcome to country. Okay. We're getting some more people in here. We're up to 51. Stadium's flipping massive. It looks massive. It is only about 60-something K. So that's the Etihad right there. Pretty sure. Core Stadium, Sydney. Oh, it's 83.5. I don't know why I thought it was 60. Oh, I might be thinking of Allianz, actually. Yeah, it's 83.5. I don't know why I had 60 in my head. I think I'm thinking of a different stadium that looks relatively similar. Yeah, 83.5. Oh, yes, I know which one I'm thinking of. Stadium Australia. Is this a Telstra Stadium? ANZ Stadium? I don't know. I might be thinking of a different one. I'm not sure. No, it's the same one. Just something confused me. Okay, that's enough. You're going Broncos 32-16. Okay. Okay. Do they sing the anthem at Trafford? Can't remember. I think they do Jerusalem, actually. I'm sure I saw somewhere last week that they do Jerusalem. Okay, we are about to get underway. Ladies and gentlebobs. All right. It is the Melbourne Storm taking on the Brisbane Broncos. Hey! No cards, please, folks. No cards. Just good rugby league. Some strong-looking spines there. Corey Pake's probably the most inexperienced in the spine. But you've got Hunt and Reynolds, the two most experienced on the field, leading the Broncos around. Pappenhausen, Munster, Hughes and Grant, the strongest spine in all of rugby league. Will they get it done today? Will Hunt get his moment 10 years on from the fatal mistake that gifted the North Queensland Cowboys territory inside the Broncos' end of the field? For Jonathan Thurston to sink a drop goal. Dingle's just gone mental. To sink a drop goal between the sticks. Mike is going Karapani first try scorer. Your mum is playing, yes. Okay. Moments away. Come on, folks. Come on. Are we going? Should be in a second, yeah. Should be. Should be. Payne Haas. What a game he could have today. There's a lot of players from the 2023 Grand Final that the Broncos played in. What have they learned from that experience? Folks, any second now we're about to get underway. Any second now. Final trumpet before kickoff. Let's go, folks. 10 seconds to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 2025 NRL Grand Final. Melbourne Storm versus Brisbane Broncos. We're underway. The Storm kick to the Broncos. Underneath it, it is handed off to Corey Jensen, and he takes possession up the field. The Broncos only 5 metres out from their own try line. Pierre Cora with a carry down the left edge of the field, taking it over the 10. Do the numbers correlate to the shirt number 2? Both teams literally full strength. They're not squad numbers, Alex, like ours. They get numbers based on the position. Next carry from Payne Haas, his first of the Grand Final, taking it over the 20. And the whistle is blown already for a penalty in favour of the Brisbane Broncos. They can get up the field already. Ill discipline from the Melbourne Storm. Less than a minute into the game. Oh dear, oh dear. You can't do that, boys. Not already. Say it isn't so. Payne Haas with his first carry draws in the penalty. Harry Grant with the ill discipline. Shibasaki will tap on the 40 and take it over the halfway line. So with just over a minute gone, second set of this game belongs to the Brisbane Broncos. They are inside Melbourne Storm territory. Corey Jensen with a carry over the 40. Over on the left edge of the field, Corey Pake's in waiting. Corey plays over Corey's with Reynolds, goes right to Walsh, engages the line, takes it over the 30, in centre field. Pakes, option on his left there to Patrick Carrigan, was looking left, but then is brought down on the 20. In centre field is Pakes. He goes left to Reynolds, he switches back to Pierre Cora, smashes into Josh King. 15 metres out, left to centre field. Pakes, right to Carrigan. Switches back to Payne Haas. He takes it up towards the 10. Two tackles to go in this set. In centre field, Pakes. Looking right, goes right to Reynolds. Out the back to Walsh. Under pressure, bumps off one, launches it across. Already early points for the Brisbane Broncos, surely. He gets it down. First points of the day. We've just hit 2 minutes. And the Brisbane Broncos will take the lead. Very close to the sticks. That is going to be Brisbane Broncos with 4 points. All it took was 1 penalty. Good bit of movement. Walsh bumps off. I think that's Howarth there. Mariner steps between two. Nearly taken over the dead ball line. Little bit of shenanigans there. Nearly taken over the dead ball line. Was he out? Oh my God, that is close. There's a step before that I want to see. Okay, that's fine. I think he's okay. I think he's okay, JD. Very close. Tommy's here again. Good to see you, sir. The Broncos take a 4-0 lead. It is close enough to the sticks. They should get the kick, but I'm just thinking it's a grand final. Let's just wait. Let's just chill. Okay. Early points. Just over 2 minutes gone. Reece Walsh almost could have lost that ball then. Jack Howarth jamming into him there. Doesn't quite make the tackle. Gives it off to Mariner over on the right-hand touchline. Burst between Coates and Pappenhausen. Almost put over the dead ball line by Utakamanu and Harry Grant. I appreciate the effort there from those two. Trying to get him over the dead ball line. I appreciate that. That's good effort. You love to see it. But does get it down close to the sticks. Good to see you too, Jax. Hope you are well, mate. Glad to see a lot of regulars. Hopefully we'll see some more people that I've not seen before. That'd be great. Oh, it's not been confirmed just yet, actually. Now it has been confirmed. There we go. Try has been confirmed. The conversion is right in front of the sticks. I will get this, get these points ready. Adam Reynolds to add the extras for the Brisbane Broncos. Reynolds steps up and the kick is good. And it's going to be Melbourne Storm 0, Brisbane Broncos 6. Hello, Jake. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're from. Can't quite remember. Okay, well done, Mariner. A little bit, a little bit suspect there. But manages to stay in. Okay. So, Broncos with a 6-0 lead. 3 minutes and 45 seconds gone, sorry. 3 minutes and 45 seconds. And it's already 6-0. Broncos back in possession. Walsh or French? Well, that's a tough one because both are amazing. Oh, my God. Thing is, French is tried and tested in Super League. That's the thing. So you never know. Oh, I don't know. It's a tough call, that. Patrick Carrigan with the next carry, taking it over the 20. Just left of centre field for the Broncos, coming up towards the 30. Pakes on his right to Reynolds. Then across to Staggs, trying to get around Howarth. He gets him wrapped up this time. Oh, Howarth is holding either his inner thigh or the sack. Either way, hope he's all right. Pakes over on the right edge of the field. On his left to Walsh. Puts boot to ball. Plenty of height on this one. Pappenhausen underneath it. Collects it on the full on his own 10. He takes it up towards the 20. Who do you think gets man of steel? Good question. I think Jake Connor gets it. I do think he gets it. Oh, David. David, thank you very much, sir. That is greatly appreciated. You get a trumpet. Thank you kindly. That is greatly, greatly appreciated. Howarth is still holding something. Still not sure if it is the sack or the inner thigh. Next carry. Eliasa Katoa up towards the halfway line. And then short side right to Hughes. Kicks from the halfway line on the last tackle for the Melbourne Storm. In the back right corner is Karapani. Good to see him backed for this one. They could have made a slight change if they wanted to put Arthur, who's got a bit more overall NRL experience. But I'm glad they stuck with Karapani. He's done well the last few weeks since he's been in the side. Next carry, just up towards the 20 for the Broncos. Walsh hands it off to Staggs on his right. 3 defenders in the tackle to bring him down. He still makes about 5 or 6 metres. Pakes at dummy half. Gives it to Payne-Haas in centre field. Takes it over the 30. Is there any way you could do every NRL game? Ooh, wayward stuff collected by Warbrick. He knocks it on, and then it is collected by Shibasaki. There should be Broncos ball, I think. Technically, I could because there's no clashes, but I don't think I'd be able to do all of them. I could do a lot of them, but probably not all of them. Going to do a table prediction for next season for Super League? Probably, yeah. Probably. I don't like doing them because you just never know. Like, predictions videos, fair enough, because most of the time they should be correct in who wins, but when you do a table one, it's like, it's all over the place. So there is a scrum for Melbourne Storm. About 35 metres out, they're on the 40 now with Pappenhausen, who switches the ball back to Stefano Utskamanu. 7 minutes gone. Grant on his right to... I forgot his name for a second then. It's Bloor. What the hell? I forgot his name. Well done me. Grant, 25 metres out. On his right to Munster. Then Katoa switches back to Hughes. Pappenhausen. Meany, room to run. Cuts back inside. Dives over. We have a response from the Melbourne Storm. Didn't take too long. They got up the field. There was a strip in there and a knock on from Shibasaki. I sort of messed up my words a little bit because I forgot who certain players were. Somehow, even though I've commentated on them all season long, well done me. Shifting right to Katoa. Switches back to Hughes. Meany with room to run just darts back inside. Gets past Reece Walsh. And gets over the try line. Puts the ball down. So the Melbourne Storm have a response. It's going to be 6-4 with a kick to come. They should get the conversion, but I will just wait and see. Meany is fast. He is a speedster. There's nice movement. That switch back from Katoa to Hughes. Getting around Shibasaki. Cutting back inside. Walsh can't get a hold of him. Early points, usually it's tight early on. Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking the first 10-15 minutes just straight up back and forth. I think they both want to do it. I think they both want to get into the back and forth and set a tempo, but they've just both found themselves in good try-scoring positions, and they've put the points on the board, so fair enough. Nick Meany, right of the post to convert his own try and level the scoreboard at 6-all. The kick is... just sneaks behind the post, and that is going to be 6-all. Early points, you love to see it. We love a chaotic grand final. Hopefully Howarth's doing alright. I'm not sure how he is at the moment. Surprised there's only like 80 people. For me, currently it says 91. But I think if it's close towards the back end, we'll probably get a couple hundred, to be honest, Tommy. I was hoping there'd be more, because it's a grand final. But, you know, I think more will come in time anyway. But it's all good. It's all good. Back underway. Munster collects from kickoff, hands it off to Stefano Utskamanu, who takes it up towards the 10. Melbourne have just shown that their attack is much better than the Broncos' defence. Don't know about that. Much better. I mean, potentially. Potentially. But we'll see. But some good meters already in this set. Up towards the 40. Munster shifting right to Hughes. Hands it off to Katoa on his right. Launches it to Warbrick near the right touchline. Straightens up, and he is tackled on the halfway line. 2 more tackles to go in this set for the Melbourne Storm. Meany on his left to Katoa. Takes it inside Broncos territory. They've got to restrict the meters here. They've got to be careful. Not getting pinned into the corners. Hughes will kick from the Broncos 40. Plenty of height on this one. Walsh underneath it. Comes down with the ball on his own 10. The Broncos on their own 10 at the moment. Hopefully they don't get pinned back here. They can work the ball up the field. Shibasaki with the first carry of this set down the left edge. People are nervous for first half. I do the same usually. If KR are winning, you'll come in at half time. If they're getting beat, you'll keep gaming. Fair enough. Fair enough. So just the one incomplete set so far in this game. That was from the Broncos, but both still at a high rate at the moment. Pakes will scoot from dummy half up towards the 40. Last tackle for Brisbane. Ben Hunt on his right to Reynolds. Slightly wayward, collected by Piakora. Switches back And he kicks from behind the 40. It did eventually work out. Goes over the head of Coates. Collects it in goal. That bounce was beautiful. Takes it up towards the 10 and just short the 20. Patrick Carrigan with a big hit. Yeah, there were some easy meters there. And the whistle is blown for a penalty for Melbourne Storm. They're saying a second effort. I just missed it from, was it Jensen? Carrigan with a strong hit. That was nearly a shoulder to the head there. That was close. Ezra's the impact later. When the defence is tired, Ezra's the impact for later on. I think they'll be reet. They'll be reet. Howarth will tap. He's all good now, it seems. And Bloor with a carry up towards the 40 for the Melbourne Storm. It's with Munster in centre field, right to King. Straightens up, takes it just short of halfway. Grant. Left to Munster. Switches back to Trent Liero. Good meters through centre field over the 40. It's right to King. Then to Hughes. Pops it up to Katoa. Right to Meany. Trying to shrug off Sibasaki, but he gets him wrapped up and brought to ground. Why do they only kick like 20 metres for a penalty? I don't know. I don't know. Hughes will switch back to King. There are some players that could definitely kick it further, but don't. Hughes, looking left to Pappenhausen. Bit of speed on this run. Gives it to Howarth. Cuts back inside. Yeah, Howarth is not looking too comfortable. But Hughes kicks on the last towards the back left. Walsh underneath it. Hits the head of Piacora, but it is collected by Haas. Is it a penalty? Is it a penalty for Melbourne? They could go for 2 here, but I've got a feeling they won't. Are they saying escort here? Oh, yeah. In my opinion, the dumbest penalty in all of Rugby League. The dumbest penalty. That is stupid, Katoni. That is ridiculous. So, penalty for the Melbourne Storm. They will tap and go, not taking the 2. I can respect that. Grant on the 10. Goes short side right to King. Straightens up, takes a carry. He's going to be stopped 2 metres short the try line. Do your laces, Payne. Do your laces. Right at the post, Grant. Left to Hughes. Had Liero on his outside. Could have gone out the back, but there was a few defenders jamming in there. Plays it 5 metres out. And a 6 again for the Melbourne Storm. Grant gives it to Meany. He's on the 10. Eats up a few more metres. Grant right at the post. 6 metres out. Goes himself. Harry Grant then hands it off to Katoa. On his right, he's stopped 2 or 3 metres out from the try line. Grant waits a dummy half. Out the back to Cameron Munster. Stepping in centre field. Bit of room down the left, possibly. And another 6 again. He's still going. Munster stopped a metre or 2 from the try line. Gets a quick play of the ball for Harry Grant. Goes himself. Plenty of Broncos defenders scrambling to stop him, and they do. Pappenhausen. Right to Munster in centre field. Then goes right to Hughes. Kicks the ball through. Chase there from Katoa. I think Katoa's got there. He's confident. It has been given. That is another try for the Melbourne Storm. They will take a 10-6 lead. And we've still only played 14 minutes. Only 14 minutes. Bloody hell. Plenty of early points. You love to see it. Karapani tries to swipe at the ball. Just misses it. Katoa is there to pounce. How many 6 agains? Too many. So the Broncos had decent possession early on. They got some points off the back of it, which was good from them. But when the Storm got up the field, they just couldn't keep him out. And again, they just couldn't contain him. They just couldn't contain him. They've been starting sets inside their own 10 and 20 a couple times so far, the Broncos. So they've got to try and find a way to turn the tide of battle here. Got 100 peeps in here. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. This is going exactly the way the Broncos like it. If you're a gambling man, hammer Broncos line right now. I did say in my predictions video, Storm would lead about something like 10-6 at half-time. Broncos would score first in the second half. They'd bring it back. Storm would retake the lead, and then the Broncos would win it near the back end. That's what I predicted. But it is 12-6. Meaney converts again. There's already 8 points for Nick Meaney in this grand final. Only the start of the game, indeed. Indeed. So, 6-point advantage for the Melbourne Storm. Just over 15 minutes gone, so very early in the game still. So back underway. Munster underneath it, hands it off to Stefano Utokumanu. Strong barreling run towards Jordan Ricky. Takes it over the 10. Oh, Wishart's come on. Wishart is on. At left centre in place of Jack Howarth. So I don't know if we'll see Howarth again. I'm not sure. I won't give him the symbol just yet. It's with King with a carry down the right edge for the Storm over the 40. Already good meters again. Now with Liero. Inside Broncos territory again. Grant goes right to Hughes. Kicks from 40 metres out. Puts boot to ball. Plenty of height on this one. Walsh trying to block. Karapani collects on the 10. Well taken. Stopped by Munster. Utokumanu there to help out. Walsh gives it to Mariner. The first try scorer of the day. I think it's clear who's going to win. Okay. Shibasaki with the next carry over the 30. Do you think the ref had a strong influence on the Saints KR game? And do you think they will be biased against any team in the grand final? I think no and no is my answer to that, Alex. Out the back to Walsh. 40-20 attempt here, maybe. Drills it low. Good distance on it. Collected on the 10 by Pappenhausen. Mate, that line needs to get up there. Pappenhausen on the 20. Towards the left edge. Staggs can't quite get a hold of him. Reynolds then eventually does. I don't think the refs will be that influential, to be honest. Yeah, they'll show up at some point, David. I just think they need to be careful not letting the game get away from them too much. Like, I think they're okay behind, but they just can't let the game get too far away from them. It's right to Hughes on the 40, then to Pappenhausen. Straightens up, Hunt gets a hold of him. Peter Cora there to help out, stopped on the Broncos 30. Last tackle, short side right to Hughes. Chips towards the back right, we've seen this plenty of times already in this game. Walsh goes up, that might be knocked on from Katoa. And it'll be, yes, a knock on from the Melbourne Storm. So fresh set of 6 for the Brisbane Broncos inside their own 10. A lot of work to do to get up the field once again. Katoa usually good in the air. But looks a bit uncomfortable in that one. 2 forward passes weren't given. I agree. Like, it's not great, but I still think, based on the dominance of field position and all that jazz, KR probably would have won anyway because they were dominant. Mariner with a carry over the 20 for the Broncos. Can they find a reply soon? Carrigan in centre field, across to Hunt. Now to Walsh. Gets a chance to show his speed a bit now as Shibasaki down the left edge. Offloads it to Karapani. Cuts back towards the middle slightly, but is still stopped near the left touchline. Is Howarth off? Yes, he is. I'm not sure if he's done for the day. I might just put the symbol up so he's so we can see it. It is now the last tackle. It's drilled low from Reece Walsh. Bounces on the 20. Past the 10. Collected. Now on the try line by Ryan Pappenhausen. Switches back to Coates. And he is stopped on the 10. Okay. So now it's the Melbourne Storm with a lot of work to do to get up the field. Let's see if the Broncos can keep them pinned back at least a little bit. Warbrick slammed into the ground. Patrick Carrigan and Ben Hunt working in tandem to get him to ground. To put him into the dirt. So yeah, Howarth is off for now for injury reasons. So yeah, I'll put the symbol up for now. Hughes with a strong carry up towards the 40 for the Melbourne Storm. And somehow it's a 6 again, for God's sake. Utokumanu with a carry over halfway. So the Melbourne Storm in great territory. Grant over on the right edge, on his left to Munster. Switches back to Liero over the 40. 3-6 again's already for the Storm, 1 for the Broncos. Grant, 35 metres out, goes left to Hughes. Out the back to Munster. Fakes the switch back, then out the back to Ryan Pappenhausen. He then switches back to Coates, room to run. Oof, that looked awkward. High shot on Xavier Coates. This is going to be a penalty for the Melbourne Storm. They could go for 2, making it an 8-point game. Wouldn't be surprised if they do. Oh, that's a shoulder from Walsh. Oh, no. There's a chance there's... Bro, that could be a yellow. That is leading with the shoulder. Walsh is getting away with this because Xavier Coates is falling. I don't know about that. That could have been a yellow card for Reece Walsh. Easily could have been a card. 20 minutes gone. We're done with the first quarter of the game. We've entered the second quarter. It's now with Utukamanu. He's 15 metres out. Still going up towards the 10. So the Storm chose to tap and go here. I do respect it again. They could have gone for 2. I wouldn't have minded. Would have been an 8-point game. Katoa will play this 5 metres out over on the right edge of the field. Harry Grant cuts back towards the middle. Across to Hughes. Out the back to Munster. Then to Pappenhausen. Now Wishart. Again playing left centre with Howarth going off for now. Don't know if he'll come back on. Grant over near the left touchline. On his right to Munster. Hands it off to Liero. Just straightens up, takes the carry. He's going to play this 5 out. Left of the post, Grant. Looking left, then goes right. It's with Munster. Left to Utukamanu. In centre field. Bumps off one. Not sure where to go with this one. He's eventually just stopped and he'll play this 4 metres out between the sticks. Plays for Grant in centre field. Right to Hughes. Right to Katoa. Across to Warbrick in the corner. Steps back inside. That ball has touched the line there. He's confident. The try is given. That's going to be another try for Melbourne Storm. We can have a look at this grounding again, but I'm pretty sure he's got it. I'm pretty sure that the Storm have extended the lead. They could have taken the 2, which would have been fine. But they back themselves. They go for it. Good defensive effort. They probably should have stopped him there, to be honest, but he did have a fair bit of room to work with. Let's have a look. He got it down. Absolutely got it down. This will be 16-6 in a second. I think the Broncos, they could... I think we saw against the Raiders, they can deal with a 3-score game. I think in the NRL, there's been plenty of games this year where teams can come back from 3-score games. The Broncos did it against the Bulldogs a few months ago. It was like the day after I literally talked about the comeback potential in the NRL. I said, teams can score 3 tries in 10 minutes. The Broncos did that the next day against the Bulldogs. Where the Bulldogs had like an 18-0 lead at half-time, something like that. But yeah, we've seen against the Bulldogs, we saw against the Raiders as well. The Broncos, and of course against the Panthers last week, they know how to come back in games. But yeah, there is a limit. There is a limit, so I think they've got to be careful. But this is 16-6 with a kick to come. 10 points definitely manageable right now. But yeah, it can't get too ridiculous. Nick Meaney with a conversion near the touchline. Steps up. The kick is no good. So it will remain 16 points to 6 in favour of the Melbourne Storm. Storm are better than the Raiders, Panthers and Bulldogs. Well, they're definitely better than the Bulldogs. They are on par with the Raiders. And I'm roughly on par with the Panthers as well. I think Melbourne in recent weeks haven't looked that great, to be honest. They've not looked that great. Hey! We've got 17 minutes and 21 seconds left of this first half. We're back underway. The Broncos, they need to be better disciplined. They need to be better disciplined. They cannot keep allowing 6 agains or penalties and having to collect the ball on their own 10. They just can't keep doing it. He is very lucky. That easily could have been a sin bin. Very easily. Very lucky boy. Anyway, Grant on the 20. And then Utskamani carries up to the 30, but the ball comes loose. And the Broncos will now have possession 30 metres out. The game is stopped for now. Completed sets, 15 out of 16 for the Storm. 7 out of 8 for the Broncos. The Storm have had double the sets. Damn. But that is the error that the Broncos needed. They just needed a little bit of something. Mam on the bench. I imagine he won't come on till the second half. So scrum on the left edge for the Broncos, 30 metres out. Now in centre field with Reynolds. Early kick here, there's a chase. Dean Mariner putting Pappenhausen under pressure. He kicks over the dead ball line. I like it. I like that from Brisbane. Well executed. If you're going to give up potentially an entire set, you've got to execute. Fair play to Reynolds. That was a great kick. So they kick towards the back right. They put Pappenhausen under pressure. They chase the kick. That was nicely done. Because if they mess that up, they give up an entire set and potentially 7 tackles to the Melbourne Storm. So well done, Adam Reynolds. In a grand final, icing that. Nicely done. It's going to be a goal line dropout. Pappenhausen will kick long on this one. So I like the effort. Goes over the halfway line. Collected by Patrick Carrigan. Takes it back over halfway. Oof, up towards the Storm 40. Hunt in centre field at dummy half. Goes left to Hetherington. So over double the metres there, I think. Or nearly double the metres for Melbourne Storm. Haas with the next carry over the 30. So back to where they were again. Plenty more tackles the Broncos have had to do. Taking a lot out of him. But Walsh on the 20. Right to Staggs. He can burst through the line here possibly. Stop 2 or 3 metres out near the right touchline. In the back right corner. And a 6 again for the Broncos. On the 20 now with Reynolds. Switches back to Hetherington. For his second carry of this grand final. Stops just short of the 10. And another 6 again for the Broncos. Pakes in centre field. Goes left to Reynolds. On his right to Carrigan. He's on the 10. Makes a metre or two. About 8 metres out in centre field. Pakes looking to his right. He does go right to Reynolds. Out the back to Walsh. He goes himself. Reece Walsh gets it off to... gets off to Mariner. Back inside to Staggs. Almost. Walsh almost in. About 7 metres out. Now in centre field with Reynolds. 15 out. Looking to go left. Across to Hunt. Bobbles the ball. Kicks through. No one's really there to chase it. Warbrick collects on the halfway line. The try line. And he's tackled 5 out from his own try line. So the Broncos, they don't come up with points, but they at least could potentially pin the Storm back. They've got them to do a bit of extra work. So now with Meany over on the right edge of the field. Tackled by Piacora and Hunt. Haas is there to help out as well. Warbrick with a strong carry down the right edge up towards the 30. Broncos need to find a way to restrict the metres here. They didn't do... Well, this is exactly what happened against the Panthers last week. They struggled to restrict the metres. They were much better in the second half. But we'll see what happens. There's a Burton bomb here from Munster. It doesn't really swirl. It just spins a lot. This could be a 7-tackle set. And it bounces over the dead ball line. Mariner picks up the ball. Pap is fast over 40 metres. Absolutely. An absolute weapon. So the Broncos could have been pinned back. They allowed a lot of easy metres on that set. But it is a 7-tackle set here for the Broncos. So they can work the ball up the field. Payne Haas gets a break. So Willison enters the field for the first time in this grand final. What has the big man got? Well, that's his first carry of the game. Oof. Josh King straight into him. Stops him almost immediately. Left to Carrigan. Takes a carry up towards the 40. We've got 12 minutes and 50 seconds to go in this first half. It's left to Hunt. Engage the line up towards halfway. Hands it off to Piacora. Inside Storm territory. Big hit from Hughes. Well, there was no high shot there. Piacora certainly felt that one. The whistle's blown and now a penalty has been given. I guess the bunker had a check. Jerome Hughes on report. Let's have a look at this. I don't know. It's not terrible. Let's have a look. Oh God, I've seen worse than that. Jesus. I've seen a lot worse than that. Anyway, it's a penalty for the Brisbane Broncos. They will tap on the 30. Shibasaki takes it up towards the 20. Pakes over on the left-hand side of the field. On his right to Hetherington. He takes it up towards the 10. Great chance for the Broncos here to get back into this game. Pakes. Right to Reynolds. Out the back to Walsh. Under pressure. Trying to shrug off Munster, but he can't. He's in between the sticks 10 metres out. Pakes at dummy half in centre field. Right to Reynolds. Switches back to Jordan Rickey. Carries the ball now about 4 or 5 metres out from the try line, right at the posts. Pakes, a dummy half. Just pops it up to Willison. He stopped a metre in front of the try line, right at the post still. Last tackle. Pakes, launched it left to Reynolds. Kicks the ball through, hits a Storm player. It is collected by a Storm player as well. They're going to say it's a Broncos ball. Okay. They're going to say it's a Broncos ball. Accidental offside is the call, but the Melbourne Storm have challenged this one. So the clock is also stopped with 11 minutes and 21 seconds to go. Yeah, King definitely doesn't play at that. I don't think there's anything wrong with this, to be honest. Yeah, successful challenge. Fair enough. So Melbourne Storm will play the ball 2 metres in front of their own try line. Piacora is also going off for HIA. Warbrick with the first carry. He's only 4 metres out from his own try line. Grant at dummy half. It's now with Katoa. So it's Tyson Smoothie that came on for Brendan Piacora. Now down the right edge with Alec McDonald. Up towards the 20. Plays it for Grant. Goes short side right to Hughes. Cuts back inside. Escapes Smoothie up towards the 30. 10 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the first half. Last tackle for the Storm. The Broncos only allow them to get up to the 30. So much better there from Brisbane. That's a long kick from Munster. Collected on the 20 by Mariner. Up towards the 30. Cutting towards the left edge of the field. He's still going. Good return there from Mariner. Up towards the 40. Plays it for Walsh. He gives it to Josiah Karapani. Straightens up. Makes about 4 or 5 metres there. Hunt, a dummy half. Short side left to Guillermo Shibasaki. Over the halfway line. Near the left edge of the field. Hunt, at dummy half again. On his right to Willison. Straightens up. Up towards the Storm 40. Can the Broncos find the corners? Now it's Smoothie on his left to Hetherington. Almost a break there. Wants a quick play the ball. Gets one for Pakes. Last tackle for the Broncos. Walsh wants to go himself. Reece Walsh. What a try. Reece bloody Walsh. What a try, son. Hey. There's the magic man. I love that. Quick play the ball. The intent to back himself. A little bit of room. I thought there was very little space. And a fairly long way to go. I didn't think that looked on for Walsh. But heads up play. Bit of space. Just right at the space behind the ruck. Between the sticks. Reece Walsh, nicely done, sir. Nicely done. That brings the Broncos back into the game. That's what we needed. That's what we needed. Just a bit of a spark to get this grand final going again. I'm just going to give him the conversion this time because it's right in front of the sticks. So there we go. Reece Walsh. A try and assist in this game. Look at him go. Most informed player in the comp. Well done, lad. Well done. Can kickers kick the entire pitch but have to hold back in case it goes dead? They can kick the entire pitch with a bit of wind and the bounce. But not just in one go. And the kick is good. It is 16-12. Surf, hello from Tonga, hello from the UK. Hope you are well. Wherever you're watching from, whether it be the UK like myself, whether it be Australia, New Zealand, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Cook Islands, Papua New Guinea, thank you for being here. Got 170 people. How can you subscribe? There's a button just below the stream that should say subscribe. From New Zealand, still cold here? Oof. Well, get wrapped up nice and warm. Walsh is insane. Yes, he is. I think when all fullbacks are at their best and on form, I think Walsh is the most dangerous. I love Ponga. I think he's insane. But with everyone at their best, Walsh is the best for me. Looking good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I thought for a grand final, it's best to dress up, you know. Dress to the occasion. So we are back underway. It is 16-12. Kick towards the back right. Karapani. Cutting back towards the middle. Takes it over the 10. He'll play this about 12 or 13 out from his own try line. He's now with Tyson Smoothie. Is he the one that's off to Wakefield for next year? Is that the one? Up towards the 20. Hunt. Now with Staggs. Down the right edge up towards the 30. Good carry there. 8 minutes to go, folks, in this first half. Third tackle for Brisbane. Reynolds left to Hetherington. A few metres shy of the 40. 40-20 attempt. Distance is okay. Angle was okay, but just need a bit more weight on it. Oh. Okay. So Alec McDonald has a bit of an elbow injury. Howarth is done for the day. And the HIA for Piacora is a category 2. I'm not sure what that means. Like, does that mean he's okay to come back on at some point? I'm not too sure. If anyone knows, let me know. But yeah, Howarth is done. McDonald is carrying an elbow injury. And Piacora has a cat 2. I'm not sure, actually. I'm not sure. But there was a penalty for the Melbourne Storm as well. We've got over 200 people in here. Howdy. It's with Trent Liero in centre field. Switches back to Tui Kamikamitha. Part of the Fiji squad. Oh, by the way, I've posted a video for the Fiji Party official Pacific Championship squad. Go watch that on the channel after this game. Done a little bit of a review on the squad. So thanks, Tui. Please go watch that video. Leave a like if you can. That'd be great. It's not been seen by many people yet, so if you can go watch it at some point, that'll be fantastic. All right, thanks, folks. The arrow right to Hughes on the 40. Then to Katoa, that look forward, actually. To Meany, but it's not called. He's stopped on the 30. 6 minutes, 15 seconds to go. Last tackle for the Storm, 30 metres out. Hughes goes left to Munster, engage the line. Chips towards the back left. Mariner goes up. I think he knocks it on into touch. This will be a Storm ball, I think. Would you do every NRL game next year? Didn't you ask this before? I wouldn't be able to just because like some of the times are too early. I could do a lot of them, just not all of them. George says go Storms. Dingle wants Hunt off. Okay. That might have touched Coates first. Maybe. The kicks are pinpoint. They've done a very good job with the kicks in this game so far, Melbourne Storm. 5.5 minutes to go. 5 metres out. Right to Hughes. Switches back to Eliesa Katoa. He stopped 3 metres short of the try line, right at the posts. Grant, looking left, out the back to Munster. Switches back to Trent Liero, back over the 10. 3 or 4 metres out in front of the left post. 3 tackles to go. Grant, right to Hughes. Steps off his right foot. Steps again. Hughes. Darts through. Out of nowhere. 2 steps off the right foot. Jerome Hughes waltzes in. Look at that. Melbourne Storm answer back in front of the post as well. And this is going to be 22-12 in a second. Almost kind of felt like it was out of nowhere. Like, I thought that defence was set, but no. Grant goes right to Walsh. Steps past Carrigan. Few players. Walsh and Hetherington there get done by the second step. Melbourne Storm just maintaining that lead, not letting it get too close, even though Broncos were first to score in this game. Bloody hell. We're about to have 34 points in the first half of this grand final. And I thought it might be like 10-6. That's what I sort of had to Melbourne Storm. Are we going to be getting like 30 plus each team? Maybe 40? Imagine. Jerome Hughes with the weapon of mass destruction on his left wrist there. If you did every game on a Saturday, you'd have to do 3 games back-to-back. Too much. Yeah, I could probably do like 1 or 2 games in the morning for NRL and then 2 later on for Super League. Or like a dual one. But yeah. I know for Magic Weekend, if they're on the same weekend again like they were this year, then I did all 14 games this year. So for Magic Weekend, I might do all games again. But we'll see. The plan is to do more games, though. That is the plan. There is 3 minutes and 34 seconds to go. The clock is currently stopped. We'll get back underway in a second. 10-point lead for the Storm. Broncos will be fuming as if down by 4 at half-time. Would be a good result, but not now. Yeah. They probably would have taken that. Michael Maguire's not going to be happy. I was going to talk to you about that, Sam. I was going to talk to you about it because I don't want it to take over the day, but I would also like to make a video out of it. I've got some ideas in mind though, Sam. So I don't want it to take over our day, but I'd like to do some stuff for it. So 3 minutes to go in the first half. Third tackle for the Storm on the 30. Hughes goes right to Katoa. Launched it right to Warbrick. He's on the 40. Now the halfway line. Good meters here for the Storm again. They're just struggling to restrict the meters. Meany on the Broncos 40. Now with Pappenhausen. Takes the carry. Last tackle for the Storm. He's now with Munster. Looking for the corner again. Oh, this is nicely placed. Collected a metre in front of the try line by Dean Mariner. He stopped just short of the 10. Beautiful kicks. Beautiful kicks here. It's with Walsh. Left to Karapani. Carried down the left edge of the field. Broncos about 15 out from their own try line. I think they would love to get another try in this half. Absolutely love that. Ezra Mam is on the field though. Not sure what time he came on, but he is on. Adds a bit of a spark towards the back end. Willison plays this just short of the 40. Mam scoots from dummy half over the 40. Near the left touchline. Boos ring around from the crowd. Last tackle. 2 minutes to go. It's with Reynolds. Burton bomb. This is swirling in the air. It comes down. Pappenhausen collects cleanly. Well taken, sir. Gives it off to Xavier Coates. Stopped on the 20. Lad, you do you, mate. It won't take over the day. We will all understand, lad. Grow this channel. Thanks very much, Sam. Thank you. I do have some stuff in mind. So, a cool little video. Broncos another comeback. We will see, Biker. Crumbling in another final. Well, can they do the reverse of the last one? Only one incomplete set from the Storm in this game. It's with Munster on the 40. Left to Wishart. Now 35 metres out from the try line. Why do Broncos not chase kicks? I don't know. Some of it's a bit lethargic. They could actually go for 2 if they wanted to. Or 1, I mean. 1 or 2. 1 minute to go. Walsh underneath it. Collects cleanly 5 out from the try line. Cuts him back towards the middle. Gives it to Mam. He knocks on. Or backwards, possibly. Referee says backwards. He stopped 5 out. Bloody hell. 50 seconds to go. Can the Broncos find something? It's with Walsh. Left to Karapani. Right, so what you want is Walsh out the back here. Sweeping run. Brendan Piacura has passed his HIA, so he's all good. I can't do that because of copyright reasons. It's with Mam, then to Staggs down the right edge. Eating up some good meters. Near the right touchline, very close to touch. Plays this on the 40. 18 seconds to go. It's with Mam. Left to Hunt. Now to Walsh. Down the left edge. Across to Shibasaki. Tries to draw one in. Shibasaki needs a bit of support. 5 seconds to go. Needs to play the ball here. Can he play it? Yes, he can. Last play of the half. Hunt. Short side left to Walsh. Back inside to Willison. Oh, he stopped 2 metres short of the try line. Probably need to launch the ball right, but folks, that's going to be half time. Melbourne Storm 22, Brisbane Broncos 12. But nope, that is half time. Okay. Thought there was something going on there. Okay, so yeah, Storm 22, Broncos 12. Broncos got first points of the game with Mariner, assist from Walsh. Storm equalised, then took the lead. They then extended the lead, didn't they, to 16-6, and then the Broncos came back a little bit. Then the Storm scored again. So yeah, again, as I mentioned before, they can't let the game get away from them. I'd say the Broncos, 10 points down, I think we can all agree. Definitely doable, manageable for the Brisbane Broncos. They just need a good start in the second half, like they got against the Panthers last week. I think good team talk from Maguire here to light a fire under their backsides. Okay. Well, I do think the Storm deserve to have the lead. They've looked pretty strong in attack, and the thing that's impressed me the most with Melbourne Storm is that all of these kicks are effective. They're fine in the back corners. That's what you want. You can't kick the ball and have a team keep collecting it 25 out, 30 metres out, 35 out from their own try line and starting a fresh set near the midfield. They're finding the corners nearly every single time. And there's plenty of height on these kicks as well, so they're getting the ball up the field, they're chasing well, and they're pinning them back in the corners. So this is good stuff from Melbourne. Very clean, very professional. The Broncos still a little bit raw at the moment, but we'll see if they can bring the energy in the second half. We've got a halftime show coming up soon. God, Sydney looks beautiful. It looks beautiful. Teddy swims with a halftime show. I'm sure I've heard him before. I've probably heard some songs before, but I can't think of any. Dingle's calling it. He's calling it already. I do understand the confidence. If anyone is confident in the Storm definitely winning this one, I'm like completely understanding of that because they look like they're in firm control. And the Broncos, you know, feels like they could concede first in the second half and that would be it. That's true, David. I think based on everything that's happened this year in both leagues, I hope that people do start to realise that anything can happen. You know, earliest example this year, Lee beat Wigan 1-0. Nobody thought that was going to happen. You had St Helens versus Leeds last week. You had Raiders beating the Panthers at the end, drop goal hitting the uprights, and then a try at the back end of the game. You had the overtime for Raiders versus Melbourne Storm a few months back as well. You had the comeback from the Broncos against the Bulldogs a few months back, and then the comeback against the Panthers. So there's been a lot of games this year where a lot of stuff has happened that you just didn't expect. I think possibly more so than usual. So anything can happen. It's a grand final. All the emotions come out in the second half. Hunter and Reynolds wasting tackles. If it wasn't for Walsh, it would be 22-0. I mean, they're not insane ball runners, but they keep stability in there. You've got to keep that in mind. Both can control both edges of the field, so they are important. But that's what Walsh is there for, you know? That's what he's there for. Okay. Okay. Walsh is keeping Broncos in the game. He is, but that's, you know, that's why he's there. The main man. All right, so I'll put a poll up actually, and yeah, there's been a lot of 6 agains. That's a good point. Oh, the F1's on today. And Everton. I'm watching Everton a bit later. All right. There is a poll in the live stream chat again. Who will win? The Storm have a 22-12 lead at half-time. So who do you think has the win? It's like NBA 20-point leads can get evaporated in 5 minutes. NRL is the same. Big leads aren't safe anymore. Yeah. It's a bit more. Big leads are a bit more secure in Super League, but obviously anything can happen. But yeah, NRL is a bit easier to make comebacks, I think. Do you see Lewis Dodd is going to play with Sexton next year? Dodd's off to Catalans. Bloody hell, Catalan's signing everybody at this point. I was kind of hoping Dodd would go to one of the championship teams that's coming up. Like York or something like that. So I think that would be good for him. He can be a main man somewhere. Get his confidence back. Angus says he hopes the Broncos win. Myla, I assume that's how you pronounce it. Myla? One of those. It says go Storms. Who's Broncos' new players? I'm not sure. Oh, you mean for next year, Angus? I'm not sure. There is a signings tracker. Let's have a look. Okay. Broncos. So next year the Broncos will get Tom Duffy from the Cowboys and Grant Anderson from Melbourne Storm. They will lose Tyson Smoothie to Wakefield. They've put Trinity Wakefield. Interesting. They'll lose Selwyn Cobbo to the Dolphins, and Jock Madden will go to the West Tigers. Oh, I didn't know about some of these signings. That's interesting. So the Raiders, they're getting Sione Fainu from the Dragons, or Finau from the Dragons, and Jaden Braley from the Knights. I didn't know that. So they're losing Fogarty, Sarlo, Mooney, Levy. So there's a replacement. Hopwati might be on his way to Warrington. Jordan Martin. So they're getting Jaden Braley. Interesting. That's a good signing, that, actually. That's a good signing. Bulldogs, let's see who they're getting. They're getting Leo Thompson from the Knights. I knew that one. And Cade Dykes from the Sharks. Never seen him before. Oh, yeah, Marnie to the Cowboys. I forgot about that one. I'm just going to go through all the signings here. So, the Sharks will lose Atkinson to the Dragons and Dykes to the Bulldogs. They will gain Jack Williams from the Eels, Royce Hunt from the Tigers, and Takamo from the Knights. Never seen him. Dolphins, they will lose Josh Kerr to the Dragons. That's a big loss. Mark Nichols retiring. Bromwich retiring. That's Kenny Bromwich retiring. Harrison Graham to the Knights. They will gain Morgan Knowles from St. Helens. I think he'll do well there. Selwyn Cobbo and Brad Schneider. Some decent signings there. Gold Coast Titans. They will lose Isaac Farsumalawi to Catalans. Kieran Foran, Tom Weaver, Sean Mullaney, Jacob Alec-Weinke, Ryan Foran, Ben Liu, I don't know, Harley Smith-Shields. They will gain nobody. Interesting. Okay. Manly Seagulls, they will lose Dally Cherry Evans, Toa Sipley to Warrant, and Josh Allier. They will gain Jamal Fogarty, and they've already signed David Moale for 2027. Interesting. Okay. That's a decent pickup, actually. Melbourne Storm. They're going to lose Bronson Garlick to the Rabbitohs and Grant Anderson to the Broncos. no gains just yet. The Knights. The Knights will lose Leo Thompson, Jaden Brayley, and Kai Pearce-Paul. There's some big losses there. They will gain Dylan Brown, Lachlan Crouch, Jake Arthur. Is Jake Arthur not the one that's going to Hull? Peter Holler, Sarlo, Hunter, Kapoa, Harrison Graham, Trey Mooney. Okay. Cowboys will lose Reece Robson to the Roosters and Tom Duffy to the Broncos. They will gain Reed Marnie. So this is a decent swap there. Losing Robson for Marnie. Not too bad. The Eels will lose Dylan Brown and Sean Lane. They will gain Jack DeBellin and Brendan Hands. Brendan Hands is at Toulouse. Okay. The Panthers will lose Maverick Gaia and Brad Schneider. They aren't gaining anyone yet. The Dragons are going to lose Glover and Finau. They will gain Daniel Atkinson, Michaeli Ravalawa. That's not true because he's off to Catalans. And Josh Kerr. Ravalawa's gone to Catalans, hasn't he? Not Catalans, Castleford. I don't know why it's saying that. The Rabbitohs have lost Mellors, Ravalawa to Castleford. Lovett, Host, Havili, Shakai Mitchell, Myers, Burns, Josh Schuster, and Lewis Dodd. They will gain Graham Taufau, Bronson Garlick, Glover, Cossey, Siegwalt, and Radel? I don't know. Nearly done. Storm lose Brandon Smith, gain Reece Robson. The Warriors lose Graham Taufa and Edward Cossey. They gain Linnane, Morgan Gannon from Leeds, and Mellors. And then the West Tigers, they will lose Solomon Fartape to Catalans because they're signing bloody everybody. They will gain Kai Pearce-Paul, Jock Madden, Javon Andrews, Maverick Gaia, and Ethan Roberts. Okay, there we go. Do Super League teams go up and down like in football leagues? They used to, but that's kind of changed, David. They just said most points ever at half-time in the Grand Final. Interesting. Interesting. Purple says up the Storm. Metamorphosis. Ask your question, buddy. Ask your question. Port Anderson played all year, now dropped for Grand Final. Yeah, could have played in place of Howarth as well, but, you know, who knew he was going to get an injury? But he's off to the Broncos next year. Why can't you show us the live feed of what you're watching? Because it's copyrighted, Angus. I don't have the rights to show it. Newcastle Knights will lose most games? Maybe. Noro says that Broncos will win. Haynes says go Storm. Metamorphosis says go Storm. Logan on the way to Old Trafford. Indeed, indeed. How much time till it's going to start again? It's maybe 5 minutes, Noro. Maybe. Something like that. So we've got about 170 people in here. Hit 921 for Broncos versus Panthers. 921. I don't know if we'll hit that again for this. This advert is using an AI voice. That's an AI voice on an advert. Wow, okay. Howdy, Connor. Howdy. Thoughts on the interchange? No real thoughts currently, to be honest. Going to the Grand Final, are you streaming it? I am going to be streaming it. Oh, I just realised as well, Kieran got... he won the Grand Final ticket, so... I just realised he could have gone to watch Saints, but... Hopefully there's not a bad feeling when going. Do you know what the new Sharks team is? I think I went over that before. Sharks. They will lose Atkinson and Dykes. They haven't signed anybody yet. So the team's going to look relatively close to what it was this year. Yeah, we'll be streaming the Super League Grand Final next weekend. Here he is, Kieran. Here he is. Speak of the devil. Hi all. We tried last night. Could have been better. In work now, so you'll have fun, you crazy people. You have a great time in work, sir. 300 to stay in a hotel for one night. Yeah, it's rough. Fortunately, obviously, Manchester's just down the road for me, so, you know, whenever me and my dad have gone, we've just been able to drive. It's crazy, is it? Half-time last week, there was about 150, 200. Yeah, there's good numbers. There's good numbers. It's just normally towards the back end of the games, that's when, you know, you get a few more hundred stopping by. Hope everyone's well anyway. Let's have a look at this poll. 213 votes. 52% say the Storm will win with a 22-12 lead at half-time. What's that about with Saints receiving a terror threat? I don't know. We don't actually know. Well, I've not seen anything else yet. Don't know just yet. So I'll let you guys know again. Oh, what's my subscribers at? 12,908. Can we get 92 more subscribers to get to 13k? 92 more subs. So I do want to let you guys know, for streams for the rest of the season, so next weekend is the Super League Grand Final. After that, I'm going to be doing Game 1 of the Ashes, England versus Australia, and Game 3, because I'll be at Game 2. But I plan to make a video for Game 2 that'll be posted on TikTok. If you want to follow me on TikTok, the link is in the description, or search Kinetic Rugby League on TikTok. If you don't have it, that's fine. If you could subscribe, that'd be great. I will also be streaming all Pacific Championships games, all of them. I'm going to be doing squad announcement videos for each team. Fiji Barty's squad announcement is on the channel, so if you want to go watch that, please do. So I'll be doing all of them. I'll be doing one for England and Australia as well. I'll be doing predictions videos, and I'll be doing international reviews at the end of the year, so like power rankings, international team of the season, that kind of thing. You stop watching as you get too nervous watching Panthers at times? Well, I've never been so nervous that I can't watch a game. I always have my eyes locked on it. So, right then, I'm going to end this poll. And we are back underway. The second half begins. Munster underneath it, hands it off to Tui Kamikamica, the Fijian international. And he takes it up towards the 10. So here we go. Final 40 minutes of this NRL season. It's been a lot of great moments. But here we go. It all comes down to this, folks. Elias Katoa with a carry up towards the 30. 30 seconds gone. Grant, right of centre field, will go left to Trent Liero with a carry through centre field up towards his own 40. 2 tackles to go in this set for the Storm. Grant on his left to Pappenhausen. Again, Jack Walker, thank you for letting me know about carries on the 4th from fullbacks. Thank you, sir. Right to Hughes, kicks from the halfway line. Plenty of height, not much distance. Makes about 15 metres on this kick. Bounces and ends up in the hands of Karapani. Cuts back towards the middle. Actually, Karapani made that kick better than it was. Are you showing us the actual game? No, sir. I can't due to copyright reasons. Karapani has to replay this ball again for Walsh. Just short of his own 20. It's now with Guillermo Shibasaki up towards the 20. So, a minute and 15 seconds gone. Mariner, first try scorer of the day, takes it up towards the 30. Third tackle. Hunt goes left to Willison. So I think Hunt is now at 9. Mam is also on at 5/8. Down the left edge with Mam. Left to Shibasaki. Up towards halfway. Wanted an offload there, but it's now the last tackle for the Broncos. Hunt on his right to Reynolds. Will kick on the last. Hits the belly of the ball. Plenty of spin on this. And it's out on the full. Adam Reynolds. Is he leaving? I'd have him at Warrington if he wants to join. But yeah, that's a kick out on the full from Adam Reynolds. So penalty for Melbourne Storm. They will start a fresh set at halfway. And it's going to be a carry up towards the 40 from Sean Bloor. Now over the 30 with Cameron Munster. That's just over 2 minutes gone, actually. So with Trent Liero, switches back to Tui Kamikamica. He's going to be stopped about 24, maybe 23. It's a bit closer, actually. 20 metres out. Grant goes left to Munster. Left to Bloor, up towards the 10. Now about 9 metres out over on the left edge of the field. 2 tackles to go. Grant short side left to Wishart, trying to crash over. He's going to be stopped a metre or two short the try line. In the back left corner. Nearly 3 minutes gone in the second half. Grant, right to Munster on the last. Kicks through for Kamikamica. Collects. Maybe grounds it. He's confident the try is given. This will be worth having a look at this one. He's confident about the grounding. But a try is given for Melbourne Storm 3 minutes into the second half. You cannot start a half like that, Brisbane. Let's have a look at this grounding. So it is given for now. I think he's got it, but that is unbelievably close. No, he's dropped it. Nah, he's definitely dropped that. Clear separation. God, that was unbelievably close. No try for the Melbourne Storm. God. But this would be a 7-tackle set for the Broncos, actually, because there's a knock-on in goal. Well done, Reece Walsh, just doing enough to get him stopped. Tui Kamikamica, almost. That try will be choked off. And this will be a 7-tackle set for the Broncos in a second. 3 minutes gone. Hunt taps on the 20, hands it off to Willison on his right. He takes the first carry of this set, making about 5 or 6 metres there. Plays it for Hunt. Now with Carrigan. Up towards the 30. Bellamy watching on. It's with Hetherington with the next carry up towards his own 40 and just over it. Hunt waits at dummy half. Got Carrigan on his right. Takes it up towards the halfway line. Still 3 tackles to go in this set for Brisbane. Hunt goes left to Hetherington. Out the back to Mam. Meany jams in. Shrugs him off. Bumps off King as well. Mam still going. Up towards the 40. Strong hit from Kamikamica. Bloor is claiming he lost the ball there. They go short side right to Willison. He takes it up towards the 30. Last tackle coming up for the Broncos. So good territory. They just need to find the corners here. Hunt. Now with Reynolds. Plenty of height on this kick. Pappenhausen gets a run up. Goes up. Knocks the ball on. The Broncos will get possession inside the 10. Ooh, Pappenhausen holding his left arm. He did come down a bit gingerly. Broncos are going to back end this thing. You might be right, Gregory. You might be right. Wouldn't put it past them, would you? Do you think York will do well in the Super League? I think it depends who else they sign. They've signed a couple good players so far. Oh, that's a tough landing for Pappenhausen there. That was try would have been game over, possibly. But yeah, I think I'd have to wait and see what the squad is like first, Jack, to be honest. But I think they could do all right. So, 4.5 minutes gone. Scrum for the Broncos, 10 metres out. Hunt goes left to Walsh. Not a great ball out the back there, so he's stopped about 14 metres out in centre field. But the Broncos with a fresh set here. Hunt, right to Hetherington. Back over the 10. He's about 4 or 5 metres out, or in front of the post, actually. 5 minutes gone. 6 again, left to Reynolds. Then to Mam. They don't need to force it here, but Shibasaki almost in. Shibasaki is in. There was a little bit of a bounce there. But I think he's grounded that. That is a try given for the Broncos. I'm going to wait and see here. I think the initial grounding was fine, and then it came out of his hands. But that might be Shibasaki with a try. That was very easy. That was very easy. Let's have a look at this one. So Reynolds, early ball to Shibasaki. And yeah, just a little step. Gets the one-on-one. Isolates Meany. Let's have a look at this again. Let's have a look at this grounding. Yeah, that's all good. That is all good. This is going to be an all-important kick here from Reynolds in a second. All right, well, there you go. The Broncos could have conceded almost a try from Kamikamitha. And they get up the field a few minutes later. And they get some early points on the board. Much needed points. Imagine they score here, 12-point turnaround. Indeed. You need a Stags try, you got a bet on JD? What are we at for subs? Oof. We've had another 7, thank you very much. If you can subscribe, please do. The kick from Reynolds is... it's swinging too much to the left, that's going to be no good. It is a 6-point game. So we've had 6.5 minutes gone so far in this second half. Melbourne Storm lead, 22 points to 16. You can definitely say it's game on. What the Broncos don't want to do here is concede next. Because, like, as much as we know that they have that comeback potential, they don't want to have to keep doing it, like, keep going back. Because they already need to get another try. You don't want to add another one to it. So I would also like the Broncos to score next as well, just to keep this game nice and close and interesting. So, but we'll see. We will see. So 6.5 minutes gone in the second half. Meany will get us back underway. And here we go. They'll kick to the Broncos, collected by Karapani. Hands it off to Patrick Carrigan. And he takes it over the 10. Belly will be fuming, pull Tui off. I wouldn't be too disappointed with him. I'd be okay. Now up towards the 20. Is that Piakora back on the field? I think it is. Shibasaki with a strong carry over the 30. Alec McDonald had that elbow injury earlier in the game. He's on the sideline at the moment. Not sure if he's done for the day or not. Hetherington with a carry. A strong carry up towards the 40. Shibasaki with the most metres in the game, 134. With Carrigan in centre field up towards the halfway line. It is right to Reynolds. Chips towards the back right. This is well placed. It is collected by Coates. 5 out from the try line. And he's going to be stopped on the 10. Good work there from the Broncos. Are you going to watch the Super Bowl? Did you mean Super Bowl or Super League? Or... Oh, Reynolds. Oh, no. Reynolds is limping. Really? Oh, mate. Really? Well, that'll be Pakes back on at 9, Hunt to 7. Oh, for God's sake, man. NFL, yes, I will probably watch the Super Bowl. It's right to Hughes on his own 40. Mate, Reynolds has no luck, does he? He's got absolutely no luck. Collected 5 out by Karapani. Takes it back over the 10. Just over 8 minutes gone. Reynolds is down. Oh, my God. Pakes is back on. Oh, mate. 8.5 minutes gone. Stags with a carry up towards the 30. Right, so this is Ben Hunt's time now to control the game. Pakes on at 9. We'll probably have to see out this game as well. It's left to Walsh. Good meters. God, he'd love a bit of room to run here. Bit of a break, but he's stopped on halfway. Quick play the ball for Pakes. Pops it up to Hetherington. Good carry, wants an offload. Gets one to Piakora, now to Mam. Up towards the 30. Eventually stopped. 9 minutes gone. Last tackle for the Broncos. Pakes goes right to Hunt. Plenty of height on this towards the back right. Coates versus Mariner. And it is backwards from Mariner. Possibly a knock-on. And then a knock-on from Patrick Carrigan. I think they are going to challenge this one. Coates might have got a touch on it first. Reynolds is bloody limping. This might be a penalty for the Broncos. we go. So the Storm lost Howarth early on. Broncos have now lost Reynolds. I think that might be it for the day. Oh, yeah, that's a leg out there from Grant. That could be a penalty. Or was that further back so they can't give it? I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. Oof. Literally, two people are literally picking Reynolds off the ground. Jesus. Patrick Carrigan, first carry of this set. So the Broncos are 20 metres out. So they're going to have to do this without their main man at 7. But they've still got Reece Walsh, of course, their most dangerous player. And it'll be Ben Hunt to control the game. Mam to add a bit of flair over on the left edge as well. Willison with a carry over the 10. He's going to play this ball 2 or 3 metres out between the sticks. Here we go. What can the Broncos do? Broncos do here. Left to Hunt. Pops up to Piacora. Almost through. Nearly a high shot there from Meaney, but good tackle. Pakes goes right to Hunt. Now with Hetherington, he's stopped 5 or 6 metres out in front of the posts. Pakes on the last goes left to Mam, kicks the ball through. Pappenhausen tackled in goal maybe. He is tackled in goal. Goal line dropout for the Melbourne Storm. Just over 10 minutes gone. So Mam and Hunt to control this game. Walsh to add the extras. A little bit of flair. The Broncos need this. They don't need to force a try. But if they can just get a bit of territory down this end, we will see. So, short dropout from the Melbourne Storm. Bold call. Knocked backwards by Mariner. Collected by Hunt on the 20 near the right touchline. So, Broncos in possession. Hunt will play this for Staggs. Gives it to Ricky on his left. When's Haas back on? I'm not sure. I think the next time Haas comes on, you'd want that to be his last stint. So you don't want him to have to do too long. With Walsh, switches back to Willison. So I reckon final 20 minutes, because you want to give him plenty of time to have an impact, but not too long to where he's knackered at the back end. Walsh stepping back towards the right edge of the field. Still going. Might look for an offload soon. He's still going. Across to Mam. 6 again for the Broncos. Mam pushes off 1. He'll play this 5 out between the sticks. It is a 6 again for the Broncos. Pakes. Right to Carrigan. Then to Hunt. Switches back to Ricky. Almost. If he shrugged off 1, he could have been in. Pakes over on the right edge. Left to Willison. Trying to crash over. He's over the try line. Can he get the ball down? Looks like he'll be held up. And he will be held up. So 2 tackles left in this set for the Broncos. They'll play this ball on the 10. Pakes, short side right to Mam. Across to Staggs. Gets a flick on back to Mam. Pops up to Willison. Trying to crash over about 2 or 3 metres in front of the try line. Right at the posts. 12 minutes gone. Last tackle. Pakes. Left to Hunt. And the back to Carrigan. Then to Walsh. Oh, it's the 4th tackle. Launches it across. Over the top. There's no way. Try for the Broncos. Forward. It's called forwards. Oh my God. I thought that was fine. I thought that was fine. Oh my God. Let's have a look again. Okay. It was a long pass, and it only went a metre forward. For such a long pass, that didn't look too bad, actually. I've seen worse ones that aren't given. God, I thought he was in then. It looked okay for a second, but it has travelled a metre forward. But it's because it was a longer pass, it didn't look as bad. Oh, it's a scrum for the Storm on their own 10. It did look fine, but yeah, it was forwards. When you see the overhead view. Warbrick with a carry up towards the 20. So the Storm under a lot of pressure at the moment. Can they swing this game in their favour a bit? Payne Haas is looking to come back on. There's 27 minutes to go. An offload here for Grant. Now with Pappenhausen down the left edge. He's going to be stopped just over his own 30. Oh, we got a Broncos player down. I think that's Hetherington. Oh, no, it's Willison, sorry. That's HIA, maybe. At least Haas is coming on. Blorwell plays for Grant on his own 40. Right to Munster in centre field. Out the back to Hughes. Option out the back to Meaney. Plenty of metres down the right edge. He'll switch back to Warbrick. The ball pops out. And the Broncos collect it on the halfway line. Piacora wants to play this for Mam. Now with Karapani. So they turn over the ball inside the midfield. Ezra Mam gets a hand on the ball, dislodges it. The Broncos now 40 metres out. God, if they score. Payne Haas is on the field. Go on, Payne. Best prop in the world. Never mind anybody else. Right to Carrigan over the 30. Gets an offload. Pakes gives it to Hunt. Now to Mam. Down the left edge. Pops up to Piacora. Stop just over the 20. 15 metres out. Plays it for Shibasaki left to centre field. Now in centre field with Hunt. Switches back to Hetherington. He takes it just short of the 10. 2 tackles to go in this set for the Broncos. In centre field with Pakes. Right to Hunt. Pops up to Carrigan. Smashed into. Could have been a high shot in there. Not called. 5 metres out right at the post. Short side right. Pakes goes to Walsh. Launch it across. In the corner. Mariner is in. The Broncos. A lot of territory down this end. Great ball from Walsh. Mariner is in. Points for the Broncos. Much needed points. Now Reynolds is normally on kicking. I reckon it's going to be Walsh that'll take this. But that'll be a 2-point game at the moment. So at least brings the 2-point drop goal and penalties into the game. This is going to be 22-20. It's a great ball from Walsh. God, Pakes getting that ball away as well. That was huge. Could have been uncomfortable there for Pakes, but Walsh. Was that Warbrick, or Coates, sorry, sort of jamming in there. I think Coates jammed in when he didn't need to. I think Wishart had the... I think Wishart was okay there. Mariner, second try of the day. Okay, 2-point game. I assume it'll be Walsh on the kick in a second. Hey! 22 points to 20. There is 24 minutes to go. Right. Reece Walsh with a kick near the touchline. Walsh been best on the field. He's been fantastic. I think both Storm halves, they've controlled the game well. They've kicked brilliantly. But Walsh has been the best player on this pitch by a mile. The kick from Walsh. Oh, it's just wide. It looked okay. On initial contact, it looked okay. And then it just started drifting left of the sticks. It's a 2-point ball game, folks. It's a 2-point ball game. What are we at for subs now? 12,926. Get your subs in. Trying to get to 13k by the end of this stream. I might be able to do it. It's possible. Winger should have come in. Possibly. He did that earlier. Maybe didn't want to take a risk this time around. So 22 points to 20. Melbourne Storm will get us back underway in a second. Nick Meaney will take the... will kick us off. 23 minutes and 51 seconds to go, folks. Here we go. Back underway. Storm now kick to the left-hand side. Away from Payne Haas. Oh, it is just collected in time. Nearly went over the dead ball line. Hetherington takes it up towards the 10. That could have been a huge problem there for the Broncos. I think mentally for the Broncos, it's important to take the lead. I think the Storm could still come back as well if they went down. But the Broncos, they've had to do so much work to keep coming back. I know they're still down by 2 points, but if they were to concede 6, it's just more work to keep doing. Man with a strong carry up towards the 40. Just over 23 minutes to go. Fourth tackle. It's in centre field with Carrigan. Out the back to Hunt. Right to Walsh. Bit of room to run here maybe. Trying to get around Monster. He does. 2-on-1 possibly. Staggs. Option on his right to Mariner. Cuts back inside. Can he get an offload? Oh, stopped on the 20. God, they made it all the way to the red zone. God, the ball nearly went out over the dead ball line from kickoff. And they're now inside the red zone. Walsh launched it left. That was probably forward. Shibasaki is in. I mean, that was even more forward than the last one. But that's a Broncos try. Back to back. They march up the field. The Broncos take the lead. It is 24-22. Wow. The ball from kickoff almost went over the dead ball line. They march up the field. Walsh gaining metres down the right edge, giving Staggs a break. Ball across to Shibasaki. I want to see this pass again to make sure it wasn't actually forwards. Reece Walsh is killing it. Absolutely killing it. So he's just in front of the 20. Yeah, I reckon that is probably forwards. And the grounding is good. 24-22 with a kick to come. Not a great goal kicker, Walsh. I think he's, yeah, relative to most other goal kickers, not great. The Broncos take the lead. Wow. To think they were down at half-time as well. We talked about this. You know, the comeback, they were 10 points down. Walsh with the black nails. Relative motion. Okay. Kick near the left touchline. This would be important for discipline here. Swinging just towards the post, and the kick is good. It is a successful conversion and a 4-point lead for the Brisbane Broncos. Started going wide of the post, cutting back towards the sticks. Beautifully done from Reece Walsh. So that is very helpful for discipline there. I don't know if Reynolds is going to come back on. He is, like, standing. Willison is okay. All right, here we go. Back underway. 2 scored that try. This wouldn't be happening. Maybe. So collected on the 10 by Mariner. Scored 2 in this game. So what do the Melbourne Storm have in response? 21 minutes to go. Ricky. I think Ricky's had a pretty quiet day, to be honest. Carries up towards the 20, and then he's pushed back by about 4 or 5 metres. Pakes at dummy half over on the right edge. Hands it off to Carrigan on his left. What's happening with Melbourne? I think it's just good stuff from the Broncos, really. Payne Haas with the next carry. Up towards the 30. Pakes goes left to Mam. Engage the line. Pops it up to Piacora. Oh, if he got an offload to Shibasaki then. Up towards halfway. Pakes right to Hunt. Kicks on the last. Plenty of spin on this one. It'll bounce once. Pappenhausen under pressure. Gets it off to Coates. Takes it over the 10. So the Melbourne Storm 11 metres out from their own try line. Wishart with the next carry. A few metres shy of the 20. Now with Warbrick. Through centre field. Taking the next carry just up towards the 30. Doesn't feel like the Storm have been in this game. For the last 10-15 minutes, it feels like they've just been there, but they've not done anything. Like they've been on the field, but have had zero impact. That's what it feels like to me in the last 10-15 minutes. So left to Hughes, left to Munster, then across to Pappenhausen on the Broncos 40, switches back to Wishart and he drops the ball. Mistake there. Playing in left centre with Howarth going off earlier in the game. Played plenty of positions this year. Definitely not left centre. He has played on the wing, actually, I think. But it's up towards halfway now. Mariner. I think if the Broncos score next, if they get 6 points next, I don't think the Storm's coming back. It's a 4-point game, so you could see something happening for the Storm. But scoring twice, I can't see the Storm scoring twice from this point. 19 minutes to go. Left to Walsh, up towards the 30. 2 tackles left. Haas with a carry through centre field. Cutting towards the right. Into Munster. Still going. Payne Haas. Imagine he scored a beautiful solo try. Could you imagine? Hunt. Short side right to Mam. Last tackle cutting back towards the middle slightly maybe. Kicks the ball through. Ricky kicks the ball on and then collects it. Tackled on the last. Hands the ball over 2 or 3 metres out from the try line. Munster hands it off to Xavier Coates. He takes it just over the 10. 18 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Will Warbrick with the next carry. Great carry up towards the 20. They just need to get out their own end, really, because if they can find the kicks to the corners again, that'll be huge, like they did at the start of the second half. It's where Carrigan's been on all game. He might have been, actually. Munster in centre field, out the back to Hughes. Now with Pappenhausen. Katoa takes a carry up towards the 40. Grant goes left to Hughes, then on his right to, I think that's Meany. It is. Plays it inside Broncos territory on the last tackle. Left to Munster on the 40. Kicks towards the back left. There we go. Storm trying to pin the Broncos back into the corners again. Mariner in possession on the 10. Lasati trying to get a hold of him. Eats up a few more metres there. 17 and a half to go. There's a scoot there from Walsh. God, he's been great this game. Surely, man of the match is Walsh. Surely. He's slow to get up here. Claiming he's been hit high. Contact in the eye, possibly. Yeah. There was a loose arm there from Trent Liero. Don't know if there'll be a penalty for this. Don't think there should be. That's all good. So, Walsh will play the ball. So now with Karapani. Just over the 30. 2 tackles to go in this set for the Broncos. There might be 3, actually. Sorry. Jensen is on the field again. Up towards his own 40. Now there's 2 tackles to go. Pakes in centre field. Left to Piacora. Strong carry over halfway. Last tackle for the Broncos. Got to find the corner here. It's with Hunt. Puts boot to ball. Plenty of height on this one. In the back left corner. Great kick from Hunt. Warbrick having to track back to collect it. He is stopped 5 out from the try line. That is a great kick from Ben Hunt. Meany takes it over the 10. Pappenhausen with a carry over the 20 and a few extra metres as well. Good carry there from Ryan Pappenhausen. 16 minutes, 20 seconds to go. Third tackle, left to Munster. Switches back to Coates. On the 30, sorry. Through centre field, a few metres shy of the 40. 2 tackles to go for the Melbourne Storm. Grant goes left to Liero. Straightens up, takes a carry up towards halfway. 16 minutes left, last tackle for the Storm. Right to Hughes. Eats up a few more metres, plenty of height on this one. This will come down on the 20 for Karapani. Collects cleanly. Under pressure from Katoa. And he eats up some good metres up towards the 30. Good return there from Karapani. Now is Shibasaki. Cutting back towards the right, gets it off to Staggs. Skips past 1. Staggs still going. That's an important tackle there from Wishart, getting the legs. Gets a quick play of the ball. Short side right with Mariner. Over the Storm 40. Still 3 tackles to go as well. Broncos in great territory. Back towards the middle with Walsh. Just pops it up to Corey Jensen. Slightly right of centre field. Pakes. Left to Carrigan. Out the back to Mam. He's wrapped up by Katoa on the 30. Last tackle for the Broncos. Short side left to Walsh. Chips the ball over the top. Collected on the full by Pappenhausen. Walsh claiming that he was taken out off the ball. Referee says play on. Pappenhausen recovers this up towards the 20. 15 minutes to go. Wishart with the next carry. Through centre field. Still going up towards the 30. That's a good carry there from Tyron Wishart. Yeah, Walsh trying to play for that penalty there. Will Warbrick with the next carry. Stopped just short of his own 40. He's now with Munster. Left to Lasati. Up towards halfway. Plays it for Grant. Goes on his right to Munster. Shifting right out the back to Hughes. Pops it up to Katoa. Then across to Meany. Can he get the ball off? Yes, he can. Warbrick. Oh, it's between his legs. Warbrick puts a foot in touch. Ezra Mam getting in his face. That was almost perfect from the Melbourne Storm. Very close. That was nicely done. Just that last ball from Meany. Needed a bit more bit more weight on that ball. I think with the losses that the Broncos have had as well, the territory that the Broncos have had, I think because the Broncos are up against it a little bit right now, because they've lost out on Reynolds. I don't know if he'll come back on or not. But a lot of these guys are doing big minutes because of some of the changes. And they've lost a sub as well because of a HIA sub. Or something that happened earlier. I think the Broncos, they've just got that second wind at the moment. I feel like the Storm, they'll still have a say in this game. They'll show up at some point. Oh, we got a HIA, apparently. Karapani. Oof. 13 minutes, 43 seconds to go. The clock is stopped. You think Xavier Coates going to score a try? I just don't really know. He might do. Maybe something in the air, possibly. So Willison will come back on. So a lot of the big men having to do big minutes here. HIA for... Oh, that's an incorrect play of the ball. Oh, incorrect play of the ball on the halfway line or close to it from Payne Haas. Your two favourite teams rooting for Broncos? Oh, fair enough. Okay, Broncos turnover possession in midfield. Not a great place to turn the ball over. Oof. Places the ball down just fine, but kicks the ball with his left foot when he places it. So, folks, scrum for the Melbourne Storm on a halfway. 13 minutes to go. 26-22 to the Brisbane Broncos. Hughes feeds the ball in. Grant goes right to Pappenhausen. Gives a little show and go. Room for Pappenhausen. Walsh to beat. Walsh is trying to chase him down. Flicks it back. Knock on from Warbrick. Collected by Shibasaki. Oh my god. So close. So close. Stags in possession just short of 30 over on the right edge of the field. My god. If there's anybody that you don't have to beat in a 1v1, it's Reece Walsh. Like, he's just like the one person you don't want to have to go up against is Reece Walsh. Bloody hell. Pakes on the 40. Hands it off to Payne Haas on his right. He's then stopped on the 40. 3 tackles to go. Pakes goes right to Carrigan. He's stopped just short of halfway. 12 minutes left. Pakes short side right to Jordan Rickey. Good meters up towards the Storm 40. Last tackle for the Brisbane Broncos. Pakes on his left to Hunt. Hits the belly of the ball. Plenty of spin on this one. Warbrick underneath it. Collects cleanly 5 out from the try line. Takes it over his own 10. And up towards the 20. Good return from Warbrick. God, well done, Walsh, for stopping that one. So still on the 20. Grant hands it off to Wishart. Cutting back towards the right. Can he get an offload? No, he's stopped on the 20. Losing a bit of ground there. Grant hands it off to Katoa on his right. Straightens up. Strong hit up towards the 30. Yeah, I do think if the Broncos score again, it's game over. I'm struggling to see the Storm even score 1 at this point. But you never know. Munster goes left to Pappenhausen. Then to Wishart. Up towards the 40. Pappenhausen would love another break. But if he's got someone like Meany in support, that would help. A kick from the 40 from Hughes. Collected by Walsh. 15 out from his own try line. Cutting back towards the middle. Stopped just short of the 20. There's more news. Okay. Category 2 HIA for Karapani. So, he might come back on. Not too sure. He might. Third tackle. Scoot from Ezra Mam. Oof. Pull on the back of the shirt there from King. Gets the offload to Willison, though. He takes it over the halfway line. 2 tackles left for the Broncos. It's with Haas. Strong run from Payne Haas. Space behind the ruck. Stop just short of 30. Folks, 10 minutes to go in this grand final. Hunt kicks from the 30. Pappenhausen underneath it. Collects it cleanly. Clipped by the ankles. Oh, that could have been high. Oh, that could have been a high shot from Carrigan. Right, okay, now it's a penalty. That's such a BS call. I know that Carrigan stood in the ruck, but he's not like... Grant can get around him. Oh, look at the spine. The spine having a chat to each other. They're trying to scheme. Yes, Mr. Smithers, yes. Scheming. Scheming. So they will kick into touch. 9 minutes and 10 seconds to go. They'll tap on the 30. Meany gives it to Katoa. 7 of 12 sets completed from the Storm. 14 of 17 from the Broncos. What's wrong with the Storms? They've just been outperformed the last 20-25 minutes. Not been able to find a break, really. Swith Hughes switches back to Liero, taking it over halfway. They've not been able to restrict the meters as well. They were winning the battle through the middle in the first half, so the kicks could get to the corners. Now with Lasati down the left edge, he stopped about 35 metres out. Oof. Hunt, slow to get up. Oh dear. Munster, left to Wishart, over the 20. Oh my God, Hunt can barely stand. Oh my God. The Broncos. They're just... Players have been dropping. Karapani's off for a HIA. They lost Willison for a HIA. Reynolds was off. Hunt's barely staying on his feet. Mate, what is going on? There's no way Hunt continues. Hunt is going to be done for the day. Oh my God. Smoothie in the halves. You could put Carrigan in the halves, because that sort of 13 role, but Smoothie makes sense actually, because he plays that same kind of role. Smoothie might have some experience there. I don't know actually. So it'll be Smoothie in the halves with Ezra Mam. Eight and a half minutes to go. The clock is stopped. Ben Hunt, I think he's going to be done for the day. He's done a good job. Some good kicking in this game. Has he finally got his grand final? I'm aware. I am watching the game. So Smoothie will enter the field. So you'd imagine most of the kicking now will be done a little bit by Mam down the short side if need be, but it'll be Reece Walsh taking on the kicking here. It's now right to Pappenhausen, 15 metres out, and that was the last tackle for the Storm. That was the last tackle. Ryan, just let the ball go. The Broncos play it on their own 20. Shibasaki with the first carry this set. 8 minutes to go, folks. 4-point lead for the Broncos. Now with Piacora. Oh yeah, it was Piacora. Didn't he go for HIA? It wasn't Willison, it was Piacora. Haas, taken to ground. 7 minutes 50 to go. So with Patrick Carrigan. Over the 30. So Ben Hunt is a Cat 1. So a kick on the last here from Walsh, or the fourth actually, from Walsh. Collected on the 20 by Pappenhausen. So I think Walsh is basically going to be in control of everything at this point. For the final 7.5 minutes, Walsh is in control of everything. Mam will do a little bit here and there. Smoothie maybe a little bit, but I think this is Walsh to the finish at this point. And he's now with McDonald for the Melbourne Storm, taking a carry up towards the halfway line. 7 minutes to go. Grant goes right to Munster, then to Hughes. Across to Pappenhausen, flicks it back onto Meany. Eating up some more meters. He'll play this about 35 meters out. Grant scooting. Across to Munster, down the left edge, then to Wishart on the 20. Stopped just on the 20. Last tackle here for the Melbourne Storm. It's with Munster. Under pressure, gets the kick away though. Towards the back right. Battered backwards by Coates. Still backwards, but collected by Smoothie. 6 minutes 20 to go. Brisbane in possession. I think Brisbane would love Obviously, they'd love to get a try, but I think if they got a penalty down the other end of the field, they'd love to take that. Because that 4 is a little bit awkward. If they got a penalty, they would absolutely take it, I think. So with Piacora, with a carry down the left edge of the field, stopped just short of Melbourne's 40. 2 tackles to go, 6 minutes to go as well. Jensen with a strong carry up towards the 30. Last tackle for Brisbane. Pakes goes right to Carrigan. Out the back to Mam. There's a jam in from Munster. Pass it off to Tyson Smoothie. Across to Ricky. Just knocks the ball on, I think. He does. Just realised, I think this game turned into Panthers vs Broncos. A little bit. What exact score did I have? I can't remember what I said for this game. 24-20 was the scoreline I went with. Almost. I've got the margin right at the moment. Now in centre field with Trent Liero. Right to Hughes. Across to Pappenhausen. Good meters down the right edge. Then to Warbrick. Room to run. Mam getting across. Can he chuck the ball back inside? Good tackle from Ezra Mam near the right touchline. That is huge. God, if he got that offload then, that could have been a try. Lost ball from Stefano Utokumanu. Picked up by Shibasaki. Room to run up towards the 40. Storm are lethargic. They don't know what they're doing. Eventually, a call is made. I think they were expecting a certain call to come, but they just weren't. They were expecting a call, and because they were expecting a call, they didn't really react to what was going on, but eventually it's been pulled back. That's a great tackle from Mam. Probably the right call from Warbrick, not just chucking that ball back inside. So, it was called a knock-on from Utokumanu, but Storm wanted to challenge it. I'm pretty sure he has just knocked it on. Oof. I think they've got the challenge wrong in the NRL. They've challenged the decision of a knock-on. They are wrong with the knock-on, therefore should lose the challenge. But because there's a penalty, it should be Storm ball. So high shot from Mam onto Utokumanu. Yeah, how's that a successful challenge? Because they challenged the call of a knock-on. But he did knock on. So that makes no sense to me. Anyway, they retain the challenge. Clock is stopped with 4 minutes 18 to go. Melbourne Storm have not a scrum. They'll just play the ball on the 20. Or possibly tap. The thing that makes me most nervous for Brisbane is the fact it's a 4-point game. That's what makes me most nervous for them. If it was 6 points, then, it's okay. So, just over 4 minutes to go. 10 metres out. Grant, left to Hughes. Left to Munster. Steps off his left foot. He's going to be stopped on the 10. 10 metres out near the left touchline. Grant on his right to McDonald. Straightens up. He's going to play this 2 metres out left of the posts. Harry Grant. Looking left, but goes right to Hughes. Out the back to Pappenhausen. Flicks back to Meany. Pappenhausen taken out late. He's slow to get up here. Oh. Penalty for the Storm. 3.5 minutes to go. Broncos got to be careful here. If they give away too many penalties, they could lose a man. They've got to be careful here. There's a lot of defensive work for the Broncos to do here. Typically, when the Storm have been down this end, they've done well to get the points on the board. Second half, not so much, because they've not had much territory down this end. Storm, in between the sticks. Grant goes left to Munster. Steps off the left foot, straightens up. Wants an offload, gets one to Grant. Engage the line. He's going to spin. I think he wanted to kick through to Hughes then. 2 minutes 50 to go. In front of the post, 2 metres out. Grant plays with a Munster. He goes left to Hughes. Left to Pappenhausen, then to Wishart. 2-on-1, possibly Coates in the corner. Taken into touch. Good defensive work from the Broncos. 2 minutes, 35 seconds to go. They get to eat a bit more time off the clock. Then they'll get a set. They need as many meters as possible. Try and pin the Storm into the corner. And then it'll be last possession Melbourne Storm, most likely, with how this game's going to go. Mariner. He's had a good game. 2 tries. Solid defensive work. Good meters as well. Like good carries. Good defensive stop there from Dean Mariner. Oof, that's a strong hit from Liero. Penalty. Oh, and it starts kicking off. It starts bloody kicking off. Penalty for the Broncos. The Storm don't want to be doing that. There's 2 minutes to go. Carrigan wasn't happy. Walsh wasn't happy. Oof, that is a shoulder. The Broncos 2 minutes away from getting this one done. Game is still currently stopped. Damn. Is this going to be a sin bin? Oh, this could be a sin bin. It's going to be.
It's going to be yellow card. I can't speak. You ballless git, Campbell. You dickhead.
So that is Trent Liero with the yellow card. With 2 minutes to go. I appreciate trying to, get stuck in. Maybe trying to dislodge the ball, but you can't do that. You can't do that, pal. The Broncos have 2 minutes and 6 seconds with an extra man to get the ball up the field. Maybe score a try. Maybe to put the game to bed. The kick into touch will find the 30 roughly. So they just need to take the carries, complete the set. The kick needs to find the corners, and then they just pin the Storm back. They will have one final set to equalise or potentially win it. Willison with a carry over the 40. 1 minute 40 to go. Second tackle coming up for Brisbane. They're just short of halfway. Pakes goes left to Walsh. Straightens up, takes a carry up towards the 40. Still going. Good carry there from Walsh. It is Jensen with the next carry. Stopped on the 30. 1 minute 20 to go. Pakes on the 4th. Goes right to Haas. Over the 20. No need to force an offload. 15 metres out. He's now with Walsh on the last. Across to Shibasaki. I think loses possession there, but here we go. Storm, final set of the game. 1 minute to go. They are a man down, so they are going to have to launch this soon. Pappenhausen will get on it. Hughes, Munster, Grant, they'll be all over this. 50 seconds to go. Munster, down the left edge, trying to get around Staggs. He kind of does. Up towards the 30. Good meters there from Munster. 40 seconds left. Oof, Wishart just turns his head in time then. Bloody hell. So with Hughes down the right edge. Now Pappenhausen. Ooh, across to Katoa. Just keeps a hold of it. Near the right touchline, there's a break here. Bit of support. Pappenhausen, what a tackle from Walsh. What a tackle from Walsh. Stops him on the 30. 20 seconds to go. Meany, 25 out. Hands it off to Hughes. Stopped in centre field. This could be the last play of the game here. Jerome, just get up. What are you doing? Oh, he can't get... He's holding his leg. He's holding his leg. I thought he was, trying to force a penalty. The clock is stopped with 9 seconds to go. Hughes slow to get up here. This will be last play of the game, surely. Left to Munster. Switches back to McDonald. Then to Grant. Here we go. This is the last one. Back inside. And it is broken up by Jordan Rickey. And that is going to be full time. The Brisbane Broncos, after years of waiting, Years and years of waiting. The Brisbane Broncos are victorious. They were down at half-time. Storm with a better side. They came out in the second half, though, the Broncos, and they had like a 20-25 minute period of pure dominance. Pure dominance. 2 years ago, they had a commanding lead against the Penrith Panthers. Walsh was on fire. Mam with a hat-trick. In complete control. They lose Hunt late in the game. They lose Reynolds early on. Karapani goes off for HIA. Piakora goes off for HIA. They lose out on a sub as well. The Brisbane Broncos, the start of the season, they had all the shite going on with Ezra Mam. They had the stuff going on with Walsh, with the punch on video, drinking water from his own toilet or from someone else's toilet, doesn't matter which, it's still from a toilet. You had the stuff with Shibasaki getting dropped for turning up drunk or hungover to training. You have all the injuries where they lost Reynolds, they lost Mam at one point, and then they went on an unbeaten streak. Have they won 7 games in a row now? I don't even know, but they switched it on. Start of the season, they looked okay. Midway through the year, a little bit of, trials and tribulations. But the Broncos, last year, I called them spineless. Time and time again, and I think most people would agree. The Broncos were spineless last year. Ben Hunt, very emotional at the moment, understandable. But this year, there was something different about the Broncos. There was just a grit to them. Utterly spineless in 2024. Unbelievable in 2023. Spineless in 24. This year, something different. A little bit of magic. Reece Walsh, absolutely incredible. Wow. 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 God, Walsh is happy. I'm glad that players like Hunt... Has Hunt ever won one before? Is that his first one? Or has he actually won one before? I don't know. But it's good that Reynolds has got another one. Hunt's got one. Carrigan's now got one. Haas deserves one, at least one in his career. Now he's got one. Same with Walsh. Wow. Reynolds the only one? Well, there you go. That's 2. God, Michael Maguire, what a job he's done this year. Oh yeah, there was the stuff with Martin Tapau as well. First for Hunt, lovely. 10 years after the mistake against the Cowboys. I think Hunt might have called it quits if they lost then. Maybe. Looking great in the suit, G. See you in the Pacific Championship matches. Thanks for the streams. Well, thank you, Niklaus. Thank you very much. 1-1 from the Broncos all started when they beat the Storm to make the top 4. Yeah, they've been a good side this year. There was, midway through the year wasn't looking amazing. But just a reminder, folks, I will be streaming the Pacific Championships. So make sure you come back for those. I'm going to be streaming the Super League Grand Final next week. And I will be streaming Game 1 and Game 3 of the Ashes. So we're done with the NRL season, but we're not done with Rugby League. And in the off-season, I'm going to be streaming a lot more. Bit of RL 26, maybe a bit of COD, bit of rematch, bit of FIFA, bit of F1. I'll be doing watch-alongs for F1, for football, for NFL. So in the off-season, there's still plenty of stuff to go. But if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I would like to get to 13k very, very soon. And if you'd like to become a member of the channel, there's a link in the description over on Patreon. Become a member. Get over here. What are we at for subs? Ooh, 12,969. I am 31 away. Is it possible to get 31 more subs before the stream's done? Tough call. Damn. Wow. Missed tackles. Storm 51, Broncos 41. Oh, Payne Haas with the interview. What a final indeed. It was good, Daniel. It was good. It was pretty good. Nice back and forth stuff. I was thinking, there was a point where I was thinking Storm might actually just run away with it. I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to say. Wow. Reynolds was huge. So was Hunt. They kept control of the game. Mann was important when he came on, though. Pakes kept things nice and calm and controlled at 9. But Walsh, absolutely man of the match. Maguire there with Ezra Mann. Oh, what a year it's been for him. I know I'm not like trying to be sympathetic because we know what's happened, but it's still been a wild year for him. Oh, Ben Hunt. Go on, lad. I'm really happy for Hunt. I'm happy that guys like, you know, you can say that quality guys, world-class guys like Walsh and Haas, they've been able to win one in their careers, because some don't. Hunt has gone so long in his career without winning one. But it's nice when players that deserve glory like this, they finally get it. I am happy for him. Yeah, I'm probably going to stick around, keep streaming for the presentation and all that stuff. There's not really much else that I can say. I actually, at this point, I'm just watching. But if anyone's got any comments or anything, feel free to add them in. But, yeah. Surely Walsh gets the Clive Churchill. Michael Maguire and Adam Reynolds, they get it done. At South Sydney, they get it done. At Brisbane, look at them go. Yeah, Maguire's been huge help for the Broncos. They just needed a change in attitude. You know, they had all the stars in 2023. That's what helped them get to the Grand Final in the first place and nearly win it. Because they had so many stars. They even had Herbie Farnworth as well. Last year they lose Farnworth. They have to move Cobbo around a little bit. Walsh to replace Dufty, imagine. That's, at minimum, a £1 million signing. At minimum. Or a year. But I would take that change in a heartbeat. Probably ain't going to happen, unfortunately, but who knows. Just waiting on the final presentation here. Actually, what time's... I know there's a race on today. I think it's 1 o'clock start time for me. Everton's on at 2, if I'm not mistaken, on TV. Yep. Palace at 2. Things you would do to get Walsh at Warrington. Steady on, Dingle. Steady on. Right. It's got to be Walsh for the Clive Churchill. Got to be. Go on, lad. Good on you, Reese. Hey. 100%. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Absolute quality from start to finish. Even when they were down, he was still producing brilliance. Unbelievable player. I said it before, I'll say it again. Best fullback in the world. When everyone's at their best, he's the best in the world. He needs to find, I think, a little bit more consistency throughout a season. But when he's at his best, he's unbelievable. Didn't think Ben Hunt would sound like he smokes 40 a day. Well, that's professional rugby league for you. You said plumber out and did the toilet water celebration. God's sake. Silly. Silly stuff. Oh, the referee's getting booed. I think the refs were fine. There was maybe a forward pass here and there that could have been called. Relatively, I think they were fine. Because I don't have the rights to show it. Well, Sky Sports and Nine, whoever owns it, they pay millions a year to show it. I pay zero, so I'm not going to be allowed to show it on YouTube for free. Harry Grant with a quick word here. Seems to be a lot more 6 again than the English game. I'd say it's about even. Why do people call him Plumber? Because he drank toilet water. And no, that's not a joke. Walsh was on video drinking from a toilet. God, it must be hard for Grant having to do this after losing that. God, to think that squad as well for Melbourne Storm. Pappenhausen, Coates, Munster, Hughes, Grant, Katoa. All those quality players. And they've gone 5 years without a grand final win. Was he bored or something? I don't know. He's just silly. There was a video of him earlier in the year when he put a boxing glove on and just punched a mate. Ashton Clay's coach, 100%. 100%. Michael Maguire. Look at him go. It's another premiership. It's been a wild ride for the Broncos, but he'll be pleased as punch to get it done. Taking his daughter up on stage. She's been in the spotlight for like years at this point. You're going to go, it's all good, Dingle. It's all good. Thank you very much, Dingle. Have a great rest of your day, sir. I will see you, I don't know, maybe during the week for videos if you watch them, I don't know. But if not, I'll see you at the weekend for the grand final. Tony Staggs, what a player. Wouldn't mind him at Warrington, but you know, we've got the quality, you know, Albert Hopoate, so who needs Tony Staggs, eh? Who needs him? Shibasaki had a great game as well. Solid defensively. Great performance. As soon as this presentation's done, I'll end it. Belfast, man, it's a grand final, mate. It's a grand final. I'm dressed for the occasion, sir. Mariner, 2 tries in this game. First try scorer. Ben Hunt collecting his medal. Good on him. Good on him. You're wearing a suit watching the grand final in your bedroom? Well, yeah, I mean, it's just a... I mean, I watch... Every game that I do on stream is in the same place. Don't really know what the issue is. Okay. Pakes did a lot of minutes today when they had to change things in the halves. Paynehouse. What a player as well. What a player. But the suit, what about it? Not to put him down or anything, but I think Ricky probably had the quietest game out of everyone. Carrigan with the lion's mane. Ezra Mann finally getting some cheers. Fair enough to him. Fair enough. I think he'll appreciate that. He's been booed all season. I understand it. I think they're saving Adam Reynolds till last because he's captain, I think. Willison did big minutes as well. Did big minutes. But also Sam Yes, to answer your question. Why has he been booed all season? He was driving under the influence of cocaine and put a little girl in hospital and had a $100,000 fine and a 9-game suspension at the start of the season. So he drove under the influence of cocaine and put a little girl in hospital, so that's why he's been booed all season. People have been suspended for less. There was Martin Tapau was at the Broncos at the start of the year, and he was suspended, and he was suspended and released by the Broncos because he liked a tweet that criticised the way that Michael Maguire ran training. So he was suspended and released for liking a tweet, but Mam got a fine and a 9-game ban for doing what I just mentioned. A bit, but he's has he atoned for his actions? I don't know. Thank you, Lemon. Yeah, get me in suits. Get me in there. God, it could be another good year next year. I think this year so far for me is probably one of the best years of rugby league that I've seen for both leagues. Now, the Broncos could be good again next year. You'd imagine the Panthers, the Raiders, the Storm, the Sharks next year could be even stronger. The Seagulls, I reckon with that change of Fogarty at 7 for the Seagulls, I reckon they could be up there next year. But you never know with a couple teams on the fringes, like the Dolphins, could they start to take a step up? Who else? The Roosters with, I think they're getting Cherry Evans next year and they're getting Robson, so could they take a step up? The Warriors, maybe with Metcalf in there for a full season, not having the injuries that they did, could the Warriors maybe take a step up as well? And there's teams outside the top 10. What could the Titans eventually do? Could the Tigers start to get anywhere? The Knights bringing in, Brown, could he make a difference? The Eels are starting to build something a little bit. There's something going on there, but we'll see if there's teams that were outside the 8 that can start to sort of step up for next year. Asking Billy Walters to come onto the stage. Billy Walters was actually huge when they lost out on Reynolds and Mam a few months back. Walters was filling in at 6, and he did a solid job there. There we go. And Brisbane get it done. Look at them go. They end the Panthers' streak. They don't just knock them out, but they take the trophy from them as well. Hey! Okay. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day there. So, if you've not subscribed yet, please do. What are we at now? 12,978. Very close to 13k. Very close. Go watch the Fiji Barty official squad video for the Pacific Championships. See who's in the squad. I'll giving you my thoughts on how they're doing. You're welcome, Jack. But yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on TikTok. Super League Grand Final next week. And yeah, Pacific Championship streams. Plan to do every game. Predictions coming for those as well. Team reviews, all that good stuff. So yeah. Thank you very much for stopping by. It is greatly appreciated. Have a great rest of your day. That is the NRL 2025 season done. One final trumpet for the NRL season. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me this season. I plan to do a lot more games next year. I will see you in the Pacific Championships and for the Ashes. Ladies and gentlemen, Toodle Pip.